Hey, good morning, virtual aviators. This is Juice. So this video is an SOP or Standard Operating Procedures video for AWG guys spread out across the world. This is for our post-startup deck prep that we do in the cockpit once we've started INS align and everything like that. This is the SOPs for what we run through as a team before we launch. If you have anything to add or anything that might be a good tip for this, go ahead and throw it in the comments. We'd love to hear what you have to say. So, first thing we want to do as a team, and since we are spread out across the world, we try to standardize as much stuff for our launch procedures so that we can all get on the same page, be configured properly in the quick amount of time. And one of the reasons that we go with hot starts on the deck is to save time, because we have guys spread out over a period of about 8 different hours time zones, and we end up probably having to really stay mindful of the time, because we have guys that have to get out early. You know, it's almost dinner time by the time we get done with our Sunday ops. So we are standardizing stuff as much as we can, and this is one of the things we're going to do. So, running from left to right, what we're going to do first is we're going to clear all our master cautions right there, and then while we've got flaps full up, set the parking brake. And if you have chocks, you leave them placed in if you want. You don't have to. If you want to use the parking brake, that's fine. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bring up our bit page and clear the bit for our flight controls. So we're going to go bit and FCS bit, and then we're going to go ahead and hold down the Y key and press the FCS chiclet on the top left side in test. And then if you look outside, you'll see the flight controls moving around, going through their little dance on the deck. It's running through the flight control bit check or built-in test, and that's what we do first to clear all that. And then you'll notice the bit message is gone, and that's all good. So then we'll go ahead and bring up our checklist. We'll get our fuel weight, or our total aircraft weight. We're under the 44,000 pounds or 46,000 required for 16. Let's check that in the checklist right here. Where is our takeoff weight? Right there, number 10. So under 44,000 pounds, 16 degrees, 44,000 right there. We are 43 and some change. So let's go ahead and set our trim. Flaps half down half. Flaps down half. And remember, if you won't be able to get the trim set unless you have the flaps down at least half. And down half for takeoff. And there's 16 degrees stab up on both sides. So we've got a symmetrical loadout that's confirmed on the checklist page. Now I'm going to clear the checklist page and go ahead and bring up on that side. I'm going to bring up the HSI. Actually, no, I'm going to bring up the hood. Now, down here, I'm going to bring up the, in the center down here, I'm going to bring up the HSI page, which it was already on. And then I'm going to go ahead and enter in the TACAN. And on the TACAN, bring up my HUFC here that I've got. We're going to go ahead and turn on the TACAN. We're going to go 7.1. It's already on X-ray. We're already on transmit receive. Then we're going to go down here and box the TACAN. And it's all set. So now that we have a TACAN station, let's take that down to 5 nautical miles. Let's see down here. You can see we're right there, the station's showing up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set the course to the BRC. So I'm going to bring it over to 355. Let's go back. And you can actually get a reference point on your HSI. If you look down there, you'll see it right there. 351 is our BRC right now, and the GPS is tracking us through the sky, through the surface of the water. GPS is tracking our movement. If you hit F3, you'll see that we're moving around. They're at about 20 knots, even though we're sitting static on the deck. All right, with that done, and course select and everything, let's go ahead and bring up the ILS. We'll set it up from when we return to the boat. So turn it on. For our boat is channel 11. Enter, and then let's go ahead and box it. it would be doubtful we'd return to the boat being so heavy. There we go, and ILS is active too, so now we've got an ILS marker in the HUD. Alright, so over here, I'm going to go ahead and go bring up my HSI page to the top over here and verify. It's a lot easier to say. And then I'll take my scale out to 40 miles. And then in the middle, down here, I'm going to bring up the SA page. And then I'm going to go to the data link, turn it on. I'm going to hit data link again, and I'm going to hit AIC in the top. Turn that on. AIC. I'm going to enter for 127 for enter incept control. Now AWACS is going to track me and my flight members on 127, but we're going to go with voice alpha and voice bravo setup. So go to the voice alpha, hit the VOC A, and then we have briefed it, and that is going to be 120 for all members in the flight. Enter. You'll notice it didn't flash its tick. And then we'll go to voice bravo, and for my part of the flight, for dash 1 and dash 2, we're going to be at 122. Enter. And if you're on the other part of the flight or other part of the division, section 2, dash 3 and dash 4 are going to go 124. And that way we can use voice bravo for section, intersection, and for interdivision we can use voice alpha. Save up an extra radio. Now that brings up a good point about radios. Let's go to our radios. We're going to go COM1, flash it. We're on 127.5. We're going on mother's frequency. COM2, if we flash that, we're on the same frequency. We're going to push over to our inner air on COM2, which is 305, which is channel 11, right there. And then while we've got them both flashed, we're going to hit guard receive on COM2. So now we're listening to guard. If anybody transmits on guard, we can hear guard communications. If we want to talk on guard, we'd have to go flash a radio and then take it over to the preset guard channel. Right there. G for guard, 243.0. And then we'll go back to COM1. So we're monitoring guard. If we want to transmit or talk to somebody, if somebody punches out, we'll do that. Alright, this is a good time to check your altimeter and set your joker. So for our joker on the bingo bug today is going to be 6K for this hop. And that'll be in the brief also. And the 6,000 set. And then I'm going to set my rad out to 370, because as we go outbound, that thing will be screaming at us until we get up to 500 feet. So we're going to set it at 370 so we can get above 370 and won't have that chirping at us too much. So everything else is switches are safe. My IM and transmit mode on. And I'll set up the lights. Now Bruno pointed out this yesterday, and I should have clarified. When you set up your lights for daytime, position lights all the way on bright. However, they don't go on until you hook up to the cat. Hold on. Let's get the glasses here set. There we go. So turn the lights up on bright, but you'll notice if we go outside, lights aren't on until I do this. Now the lights are on. So what you want to do is you want to bind a switch. See that toggle switch on the outside of the left throttle? That's on, that's off. There we go. So I've got the data link. Now it's time for our IFF squawk codes. We're all going to be squawking a different code, but it's in sequence for the division. So we turn on the IFF. If you push the button, you'll see XP. It means it's exponder. It means it's on. Mode 3 Charlie. And then my squawk code as -1 is going to be 1341. Enter. And then -2 is going to be 1342. -3 is going to be 1343. And -4 is going to be 1344. And then if we have a lot ATC person or AI tracking us, if they had that function for the AI, they would have us set up on that. So now I'm going to check my checklist, see if there's anything I forgot. There's off, yep, decks, and then there's the different lighting requirements there, and number 1 on the airborne mission ready. Before takeoff, canopy seat armed, we'll taxi. So as we get ready to taxi, parking brake off, and as you start rolling, I usually go like here and arm the seat. So that's just been a brief down and dirty. I'll check my little script here. Got my trim at 16 degrees, IFF, data link, mids, COM1, COM2 setup, BRC in the course, TACAN, rad out, joker, lights, preset, master caution clear, and bit checks, all the way up the line. If you guys think of anything else that we can add in here, throw it in the comments. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Take care. We'll see you later.